What's up guys, JJ here, and today we've got a lot of tanks to set up. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, my name is JJ and I'm a certified aquaculture dealer and breeder. And I was curious the other day how much fish stuff I actually have in this fish room, and I did the math and it's probably about $5,000. Now, did I spend $5,000? No, absolutely not. So I want to talk to you guys today about how to set up a fish room for cheap. And we're going to go through and take a look at some ways I save money in the fish room. And then we've got a new rack of tanks to set up. So money saving tip number one is never ever pay full price for an aquarium. This fish room has about 24 tanks in it. I have not paid full price for any of them. Anybody who's followed this channel for a little bit knows I have mixed feelings about Petco, but please believe every time they have their half off sale, which if you've been in the hobby a long time, you remember it is $1 per gallon sale, please believe that I'm getting more tanks. And that's kind of how this video came to be. I said, oh snap, tanks are on sale again, let's go. And I think I bought like, let's see, 4 more 10 gallons and a 20 long and spent 60 bucks or something. And that sale actually happens more than you think. When I started out, I assumed it was maybe like a once a year thing, but I think they do it like once a quarter or once a season. So just be patient, wait it out, wait for those prices to go down. Now, if you are in a hurry, you can always check Facebook. There's a lot of people giving aquariums away or getting rid of them for really cheap. This tank is a really interesting tank. I pulled this tank out of the garbage. It's a 37 tall, and a friend that lived in my neighborhood called me. He's like, "You're getting into fish, right?" I said, "Yeah, I am starting to get into fish." "Well, come pick up these fish tanks on the corner. I just passed them on my way to work." And in here, we've got some mollies and guppies, just some live bears, and I'm keeping some extra plants in it. But yeah, this tank was 100% free. I pulled it off the curb, I water tested it, and it held water. Great. Now, the other money saving tip that most fish room people use is they use one air pump to filter multiple tanks with sponge filters. And when you split those lines, you'll need a control valve because certain ones are going to get more air than the other. So I have a control valve here, split, and then another control valve for the next tank over. That way it's not all going straight to your first one or straight to your last one. So yeah, just one regular air pump. And funny thing, these are always on sale online from Petco for like 8 or 10 bucks, and they retail in the store for like 30. So buy these online. Now this time I bought the rack and I'm putting it together, but I've done some DIY stands too, like the one you see on the right, and there's videos for that on the channel. So quick pause, because I think this is super important. If you're doing a rack of fish tanks, the worst mistake I've ever made was not leaving enough room between shelves to be able to work on the tanks. So make sure you're leaving some space, because if you can't work on the tanks, you're not going to, and you're going to have a hard time. And don't forget that fish tanks are super heavy, so make sure the stand is rated for the weight. And there we go, not bad. I'm starting to get the hang of putting these together. That one only took like 25 minutes. And I got the rack for like $50, which admittedly is a pretty good deal. No secret to that one, I just had to bargain shop for a while. And then all the tanks, all this 10-gallon tanks are like 12 bucks. And then I'll be able to filter them with about $20, $25 worth of sponge filters. So a little quick math, I probably am going to end up spending about $200 to set up a rack that can hold 12 tanks and filter and everything. So that's not too bad. So about half of these tanks are going to be like breeding tanks or grow out tanks, and then a couple might be a little more aquascapey and a little more visually pleasing. So make sure you stay tuned for those, because I've got a whole lot of work to do and a lot of videos coming out soon. Alright, hopefully you guys picked up on some tips that'll help you save money, because fish keeping doesn't have to be expensive. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.